Hi guys, are you looking for something sweet? If so, I have something just for you. I have the perfect fall recipe. This is a vegan banana bread. You can also adapt it to whatever your needs are. If you like nuts, add nuts. If you like chocolate, add chocolate. All right, let's get started. All right, so first we're gonna start with taking three medium bananas that are on the ripe side and mashing them up with a fork. What I did today is I had two pretty large bananas and one small banana in my freezer that I use for smoothies. So I just kind of put it all together and then I mashed it up with my fork till I have a pretty smooth consistency. Then I'm gonna add my sugar. We're adding two different kinds of sugar. I'm adding a white sugar, and then I'm also adding a brown sugar. So let me go ahead and add in my sugars. We're just gonna pour it in. You don't have to mix it up as you go right now. Next, we're gonna add oil. I'm using vegetable oil. You can use canola oil. You can use coconut oil if you want to melt some coconut oil, or if you have some in liquid form. And then you're gonna just add this in and mix it up as well. There we go. Just gonna take my fork that I mashed my bananas with and just kind of stir it in until it's kind of combined a little bit. There we go. Looks pretty good. All right, next I'm gonna add some vanilla. Instead of vanilla extract, I am using this vanilla bean paste. You can use it the same as extract. It calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but I'm gonna use 2 teaspoons of the vanilla bean paste. Again, you can use extract. This is just what I had in my pantry. I'm almost out of vanilla, so I figured this would be good. Look, see, it's a little bit of a thicker consistency. This would be delicious in like a scone or something. All right, 1 and 2. You can also, if you are looking at getting a vanilla bean paste, this particular one I got at Trader Joe's. So, all right. So I got 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just gonna mix that up, and you can already smell it. It's smelling so good. And again, there are no eggs in this recipe and no egg substitutes, so you don't have to worry about figuring out what you're gonna use as your egg if you're plant-based or vegan. Or if you're not plant-based or vegan and you're just wanting to do something healthy, there you go. It has no butter, no eggs. All right, so next, now that I have that all mixed up, let me make sure I have everything. I have my bananas, my sugars, my oil, my vanilla. Next, we're gonna add 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Go ahead and do that. And again, you don't have to mix it up as you go. You can just lay your flour right on top, just like that. 1 and 2. Go. Next, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda. Typically comes in box form like this. Bring out my teaspoon for my vanilla. There we go. All right, so 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Good. And then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. When it comes to cinnamon, I always do heaping teaspoons. I never do level. So they're always kind of heaping whenever I use it with cinnamon. Or when I use cinnamon, there we go. All right, next we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't recommend doing this over your bowl like I'm doing right now. I typically do it over a sink or a trash can, just in case you overdo it. You don't wanna have too much salt. All right, so I've got my bananas, sugar, oil, vanilla, flour, baking soda, cinnamon, my salt. Now I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up, and you don't want to over mix. You just want to combine it. Here we go, stirring it. All right, I'm gonna switch over from my fork to my wooden spoon here. More in here. I can fold into it a little easier. All right. So now I'm just getting it until it's combined. I really, you just really don't want to see any like big spots of like flour. And also you want to make sure that all your baking soda and your salt is all throughout it. All right, make sure you dig down low in that bowl to make sure there isn't any stuck in the bottom. Sometimes it wants to get stuck in those crevices down in the bottom of your bowls. All right, so this is what I'm looking like right now. See that? There's no like big spots of flour other than this up here, of course. You can just scrape that down into your bowl like that. There you go. Next, I'm gonna fold in some chocolate chips. Now, you can use chocolate chips. These are vegan chocolate chips. I use the Enjoy Life brand. They're dairy free. These are dark chocolate chips. I normally use mini chocolate chips, but I had the bigger ones. That's all I had. So I kind of chopped them up a little. Some are whole, some are little pieces. I just really enjoy it in the banana bread. It just gives it a little added sweetness. Also, you can use chopped pecans, or you can use walnuts. You can even use pumpkin seeds if you like. But I'm gonna add in the chocolate, put it in my bowl there, and I'm just gonna lightly fold it in until it's all combined and that I can see the chocolate spread all throughout. This is a thick batter, so don't be alarmed that it is pretty thick. And again, you don't want to over mix, so you can probably add your chocolate right at the end whenever you see that you have a little bit of flour left. Go ahead and start folding that in. Okay, so I've got my chocolate chips and everything in there. I have my pan all sprayed and good to go. So I'm gonna put my batter in the pan and then I'm gonna spread it out over the top to make sure it's a nice smooth surface. Now, what I really, really love about this is I love adding brown sugar on top just to give it that added little crunch. It makes it just the surface just a little bit crispy. All right. All of the batter out of the bowl that you can. Spatula probably would be best, but I don't want to dirty another thing, so I'm just going to continue using this. All right, so then we're gonna smooth it out so that it doesn't have any big bumps on the top. There we go. Looking good. See that there? All right, now I'm gonna add my brown sugar on top. It calls for, I would say probably around 1/4 of a cup that I normally put on there. But right now, I'm just gonna grab a little handful and I'm just gonna sprinkle it right on top. So I'm just gonna take it and I'm just gonna, let me show you, there we go. Sprinkle it right on top. I like to have a pretty good cover. You don't want it like too thick because you don't want so much extra sweetness, but you do want that little added crisp. See that? Look at there. You can also, after you add the brown sugar, you can add a few extra chocolate chips on top. I'm not going to because I feel like that's gonna make it a little too sweet, but you can, if you have nuts and you're using the nuts, I would definitely add those on top. All right, I'm just gonna give my can a quick rinse. Make sure I got everything in. I think we're good to go. All right, now I'm gonna bake this for 50 minutes in a 350-degree oven. And I will put the recipe below so that way you can look back. And I don't know that I gave you all of the measurements for everything in the beginning, so I just wanna make sure you have the recipe. All right, so my oven is set to 350 degrees. I'm gonna put it in the oven and I'll be back whenever we're taking it out. All right, my banana bread is all finished and it is ready to be cut. I got a serrated knife out to use to cut. They seem to work the best. This one here is ceramic, but any knife will do. Are you ready? Let's cut in. I think I'm gonna start down here at this end. It's been cooling for about 15 minutes. Here's the first cut. There it is. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Delish. I'm gonna do one more. Oh yeah, look at that. Absolutely delicious. Isn't that amazing? Absolutely amazing plant-based vegan banana bread. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me and watching this video. I do hope that you take time to try this recipe. If you do, please comment below and let me know what you thought. There's only one thing left to do. That's to try it. I'm gonna break this one in half. Here we go, still steaming hot. You could add a little vegan butter to it if you like, but I'm just gonna jump right in. It's so moist. And the chocolate chips just add like this added sweetness to it. It is delicious. Perfect for fall. Be a wonderful breakfast, maybe with a little afternoon tea or coffee. Enjoy. Bye-bye, guys.